Welcome to the People Chronicles. I'm Jackie Hoffman, and we are joined by the beautiful and lovely Stacy is with us today. Now, Stacy, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And we'd like to hear from our person that we are having our podcast with or our interviews with the answer to the question, what would you like our viewers and listeners to learn from your story today?
The main focus of my story is about change and second chances. And I want everyone to know that change can start right now and that everybody's afforded a second chance in life. No matter what happened, no matter where you're from, no matter what the circumstance, you're always afforded a second chance.
And you're going to tell us how and why you got a second chance. So we're going to
Absolutely
go backwards a little bit. We like to rewind, and we like to find out you were born and bred in Burks County?
Born, bred, raised since elementary school to middle school to Reading High cheerleader. Yeah, the whole nine. I left, and I've been here, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Is there a reason why you decided to stay here in Burks County?
Well, during the time that I was in my addiction, which is the main focus on my book and when I publicly speak, I'm in recovery now and have been for over 8 years. And I have taken so much from the society that I lived in while I was actively using. And that's just me being honest, not something I'm proud of, but it's the truth. So now that I'm clean and sober and feeling like I'm doing my best to do the right thing, I think my only choice is to give back to the society that I took from and give back to the people in the community that nurtured me.
That's a great answer. Now, we also have a lot of youth that listen to these stories, whether it be a college student, a high school student, whatever it may be. And we know that there is a problem with drugs and alcohol in our area. You know, some of them chose to take this path, some of them chose to take another path. Let's talk about the path that you went down and how you got there and when you started.
I started experimenting with drugs and alcohol in high school, and then I went to college. I went to Reading Area Community College and dropped out because I was dabbling with cocaine, and then it became a serious issue and a serious addiction.
Did you know right away that it was going to be a problem? Were you able to say to yourself, this is a problem now, I have to stop? Or did you start with a cigarette here and there or smoke a little weed here and there? Where does it begin?
It begins with cigarettes, I think. I believe marijuana is a gateway drug. And it just proceeded on, and I think that I knew it was a problem. But for me, as an addict and as an alcoholic in recovery, I liked the way it felt. But I did not take into consideration the consequences that were to come.
And so from the consequences, do you have people in your family that are realizing what's going on, or do you have friends that are trying to pull you back from this?
Absolutely. I had a whole circle of friends that watched me deteriorate, and they could do nothing because I did what I wanted to do. And now, reflecting back, it was so sad for them because truly, yes, as addicts and alcoholics, we're victims of different circumstances. However, the people that are around us and our family members, they're truly the victims. My children, they were the biggest victims in my drug addiction.
So where do you come to a halt? Where does it finally stop and you say to yourself, I can't do this anymore? Was it the fact that you were away? Was it the fact that you knew that you were going to have a second chance? And how many times did you go down the road before you were reeled back in that you said, this is it?
Well, I never stopped until I stopped. I wasn't one of those people that were on the wagon, off the wagon. That wasn't me. When I got a note on my door from Children and Youth Services that someone had called, that they knew there was active drug use going on in my home, and I have a 19-year-old son now, but go back, he was 8, 9 years old, and he's special needs, and I was not taking proper care of him, and drugs did come first, and alcohol. So when I saw that note on the door, I manipulated so many people for so many years and kept under the radar because I was very good at what I did, hiding and manipulating and conning. And when I got that note on the door that CYS had visited, I came to the realization that I may lose my son. It kind of jarred me into reality. And I had already been under surveillance for drug dealing at that time. So I was facing drug charges, and they wanted me to kind of cooperate with them and do drug sting operations, or I had a choice to get clean and sober and go to rehab and not lose my child. It was at the time, it was a hard choice to make, because am I going to stay and cooperate and do these things and stay out of prison? Or am I going to go do what I think is right, go get myself clean and sober, be a proper, productive citizen and mother, and face jail time? So I chose the latter. I went to Pyramid Rehabilitation Center on November 7th of 2005, came home 30 days later, rejoined with my son, went to a halfway house ran by Burks Counseling Center and for women and children, got my son back, got a job, a vehicle, and then in 9 months I had my own place. And I was actually at the end, in 2007, I was clean and sober 2 years and walked into prison on April 20th of 2007, clean, sober, with a new life.
And it shows all over your face. You just have that vibe of, I did it, I'm here, and I want to save not just one or two people, but I want to be here to help and let others hear my story, which is outstanding. So we're going to talk about your book. We're also going to dig a little bit deeper, if you will, and find out if there were people that helped you along the way. I mean, there were probably a lot of people that were saying, no, Stacy, this way. No, Stacy, you can get more money this way. No, Stacy, feed that addiction. So, it's hard for the people that are listening that are, down on their very last cent, and they want to make another cent just to use it on something that's illegal and could destroy their life. So my question to you, and probably questions that our viewers and listeners have right now, is who are those people, aside from when you had the note on your door, who are those people that woke you up?
There was a very instrumental person at the halfway house, and they have like a house mother, and she stays there kind of policing, if you will, the residents. And there was about 6 of us with our children, and her name is Donna Connolly, and she also runs the program at Adapt Halfway House. And she is a tough cookie. And when I told her, I think when I got clean and sober, and I was clean and sober for like 9 months, I was in this fantasy world that I'm not going to prison. How can I go to prison? I'm doing so well. I got my son, and I'm clean and sober. And when I found out that I had a mandatory sentence, I was a first-time offender, 0 gravity score, 0 juvenile record, and still faced 5 to 10 years in prison. Donna was very instrumental in telling me, you're going to jail, Stacy, and you have to accept that, and you have to make the best of it. And for you to go to jail clean and sober, what a difference you're going to make.
We can't let you give all of your secrets away. That's why people have to read the book. So,
Right.
we don't want to break it down too much, but people are understanding what's happening here and what you've done with your life since you have another chance, and not too many people do. So we're happy that you are here. We're happy that you're here to tell your story. So when we come back, Stacy's going to talk a little bit more about the book, how she has the opportunity to write a book and where it's at this point. You can't find it anywhere just yet. And we'll also dig a little bit deeper and maybe find out what she's doing in our community to help others out and where you can find Stacy on the People Chronicles.